This girl loves classic cars. Let's find out what happened.
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm Anthony, host of myrawdeal.
How you doing?
Mind if we come in? Tell us your story?
Come on in.
Let's come in. Hi, Tara. I'm Anthony, host of myrawdeal.
How you doing?
For telling your story today, you're going to get the official myrawdeal t-shirt. Wear that with pride. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 26 years old, and I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
I transferred with my job, and I moved to Orlando just to try to, better myself and my situation, and that's basically it.
So tell me about your myrawdeal. What happened?
Well, it all started when I was in Tallahassee.
Okay.
I was attending school there, and I had ran into a large amount of money, and it's always been my dream to go ahead and fully restore a classic car.
So you went about getting a car. You purchased a car.
Right. I went through, the measures to find a car that was not so beat up, but, I ended up finding something that was okay that I could start from.
Sure.
So I had it towed to a mechanic shop. At first I really didn't do a lot of research about the shop.
Right.
But later then, I found out that was my mistake.
Yeah.
So I had it towed to the car shop, and I had money put down. The mechanic told me, well, you need to put this amount of money down for us to start this and order that to go ahead and start the process.
Okay.
So I gave him a total of $5,000 just to start.
Right. Now, did he ever give you any kind of receipt for that?
We signed an agreement, but it was all broken down.
Right.
It was all broken down, and he wrote me a receipt for transmission and other things, but not for the $5,000. I didn't even get a receipt for that when I dropped the car off.
So then once you gave him the money, what happened with the car?
When I gave him the money, I kept going back, checking up on him, asking him different questions about, well, when is this going to start? When am I going to be able to see results? He gave me the runaround. We had to order this. Fully restoring a car takes time. You have to do this and do that. So not really knowing a lot about cars, I was like, okay. And I was younger, so I'm like, okay, trying to understand him and give him the benefit of the doubt.
Did you ever see any work start to be done?
They spray painted the under the hood to make it seem as if it was something done, and at that time, I myself really thought that they were making steps towards getting the job done.
So you really didn't have any kind of suspicions at this point?
Not
you
at
just
that
were
time.
kind of going along with it, figuring it'll get done when it gets done?
Not at that time.
Right.
So maybe once a week, I go by there, I ask questions, check to see if parts came in and what was going on. And, it was still nothing. He's giving me the runaround. So one time in particular, I went back to the shop, and when I went back, nothing was there.
Nothing
no
at all?
Cars, no equipment, no lifts.
So it was an empty
It was an
office space or
empty
warehouse
mechanic
space.
shop.
Right.
Nothing at all. Everything that I saw when I originally went to tow the car there
Was gone.
was gone, completely gone.
And so at that point, some red flags came up.
Right. At that point, I went home. I did a little research on the computer.
Started your own investigation of what to do.
I
and
investigated.
how to figure out what's going on.
I wanted to get my money back. I wanted to get my car back because I
mean,
thought
you
I
would.
was, something was really going on at that point. So I did my research, and I looked him up on the internet, and I saw where in the clerk of court's office, he had different lawsuits against him. At that time, I didn't know exactly what it was about. I came to my own conclusion that it was probably something to do with mechanic, with what he does. So I got his address, and I went out to his address, and all the cars that were at the shop was just relocated to his house.
So they were just scattered across the...
He had a decent amount of land where he was living. So it was cars, he had a dog out there.
So your investigation was going well. You found the guy, you found your car, you found everything, and so you figured you'd get your car back at this point, right?
Right, I figured everything was okay, but it wasn't. Nothing was done, and I had asked him, well, what happened? You haven't called me, you got my car, you got my money, and nothing is done. All the stuff you told me that you were doing is not done. So
when did you get lawyers involved?
At that point, when I came to his house and everything was relocated there, and I saw nothing still had, no end to it, he's just giving me the runaround, I went to the courthouse, and I paid a couple $100s to go ahead and get into court and let the judge hear my side so that I can make an attempt to try and recover my money in my car.
That's fair.
So when we went to court, the judge heard me, the judge heard him. He ended up awarding me the money. He told him that my car needed to be returned.
Right.
And I told him that you don't have to tow it to me. I'll tow it myself. At that point, I just
So you
wanted
didn't
my
want the
car.
tow company involved at all at that point? You were just going to do it on your own?
No, I wanted my person that I picked.
Oh, you wanted your tow company. You didn't want his tow company.
No, I didn't want him because he had a tow company.
Right.
He had a tow truck.
You don't trust
that
him
he
at this
owned.
point. You
right.
want to do whatever.
No way.
Right.
So I wanted to hurry up and just get it out of his possession.
So you get a hold of a tow company and you tell them, I want my car towed, and you have them all ready to go. And then
right.
what happens?
I have them all ready to go, and we actually drove out to his house.
Right.
And the tow truck guy is a witness to it. He was there with me, and we get there, and it's nothing.
Nothing.
And the tow truck guy is looking at me like, "What? What's your deal?"
Right. And the last time you were there, there was
nothing here.
Stuff. There was,
You know what I'm trying to
furniture.
explain?
There were cars.
It was cars here. It was furniture in the house. It was a dog. Everything. You could just look out into a field in the back of the house. It was like nothing.
So now you didn't see a dime of that money back, did you?
No.
So you're out of $5 grand.
$5 grand.
You're out of
my
the car,
my time, the money I put in to actually for the judge to hear the case. 'Cause
Right.
I had to pay for them.
So
to
you
go
had
into
to put even
small
more
claims.
money into it to get your money back.
Right, and I still
And you
haven't
still
got
haven't
my
seen a
money yet.
dime.
And they said you can do different stuff like garnish wages and stuff like that, but
They can't
I
get
can't
a hold of
find
him.
I can't find him to do anything.
So what's this guy's name?
Wade.
Wade.
His name is Wade.
He's a classic car guy.
Yeah, supposedly.
Monetera, I just want to thank you again for telling us your story.
No problem.
And now it's your turn. Go to myrawdeal.com now and vote for which story you think got the rawest deal. Do you think it's story number 1? Do you think it'll be story number 2? Or how about story number 3? The choice is yours. What are you doing? Vote now.